Happy Saturday, everybody. It's Falcons Daily. I am your guy, CG, man. Craig Green. I am here once again. Thanks again for hitting that subscribe button. We're getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers. Let's keep the train rolling, y'all. I know it's the off season right now, but there's still plenty of things to talk about with you, my Falcons family. So let's chop it up here. Let's start with our quarterback, Michael Penix Jr. Questions about Big MPJ. Can he have a breakout year in 2025? The NFL.com was looking at players who were poised to have breakout seasons, and Michael Penix was not named among one of those players who could have a breakout year. And I think he could. Of course, we heard Mike Vick say that about him. We've heard all the superlatives coming out of mandatory minicamp, coming from Zach Robinson, and also coming from guys like Drake London. Even you heard Caden Ellis use the term piss missile to describe the ball that Penix can throw. So, is he poised for a breakout year? I mean, we definitely saw sparks, and we saw some flashes of some clutch play last year from Mike Penix. Again, who can forget the touchdown pass to Kyle Pitts in Washington to send the game to overtime, at the death against the Commanders. Obviously we lost the game, not on Michael Penix, but again, it showed that he's got some capabilities. So is he poised to have a breakout season? He can be, absolutely, if he applies himself during this part of the offseason here where there's not a lot going on, stays healthy, stays in shape, and keeps his mind and his nose in that playbook. I'm sure he's doing all that already. He don't need me to tell him that. But feeling really good about Michael Penix in 2025. I think, he can build on what he did in 2024. Again, he didn't get a chance to show what he can do until the Giants game, and then Washington, then against Carolina, did pretty good. Again 1-2 in those games, but the two losses were in overtime. You can't really put that on the rookie last year. What are we going to do for the next 5 weeks, y'all? I mean, there's no practices, there's no schedule releases, there's nothing happening here for the next 5 weeks if you are an NFL player. So for the players, this is their time to stay in shape, maybe to work on some conditioning. Injured players are still rehabbing and getting their body and mind right to return to the field. Healthy players are most likely chilling and doing all the things they need to do in their personal lives. But what about us, the fans? What are we going to do for the next 5 weeks? I mean, we have to find things to talk about, right? So what I'm going to ask from all of you is please leave me questions in the comments on every video, and I will pluck some of those questions out and answer them here on Falcons Daily as we lead up to training camp, because we've got a lot of time right now between the end of mandatory minicamp, which was on Thursday, and the beginning of training camp down on July 24th. So we've got a lot of things to talk about, and a lot of different things we can chop up and discuss. So in the next 5 weeks, leave me some questions here. Leave me some comments. We'll pluck the best ones out, and we'll address them right here in future episodes of Falcons Daily. What about Darnell Mooney in 2025, y'all? Do we have any expectations for our number 2 receiver? He came on, he came on like hotcakes last year. Got to say that about the man. Darnell Mooney last year had a really good year. He missed 1,000 yards by just 8 yards, y'all. He had 64 catches, 992 yards, 5 touchdowns. He was an explosive player for the Falcons, 15.5 yards a catch. Had some big moments for Atlanta. Remember he scored his first touchdown with the Falcons against the Eagles, doing the flip into the end zone, that 41-yard touchdown reception, a thing of beauty. His long for the season last year, he had a long of 49 yards, and I would love to see Mooney again get super explosive and be able to top that. He played 15 out of the 17 games. He didn't play against the Raiders. Actually, he did play against the Raiders. He just didn't register a catch, excuse me. And he didn't play against the Panthers. So that was his chance at 1,000, but he wasn't healthy enough to play. So it is what it is. But Darnell Mooney had a great 2024, if you ask me. I think what we can expect from him is let's get over that 1,000-yard mark, but let's not do it in vain. Let's do it with meaningful, purposeful catches and yards. With the Falcons contending and playing for something in December and January. Special teams, y'all, has been something that has been on my mind for quite a while, and I don't know if it's overlooked by a lot of you guys, but it's a really important aspect of the game. How important is special teams to you? To me, it's really the start of every drive. It's the end of every drive. When the Falcons kick off, when we look, just looking at the special teams statistics, really, the Falcons were basically middle of the road on a good amount of the numbers. They were near the bottom of the league when it came to punt returns, middle of the league around kick returns. When it comes to giving up the return average, they were right around the middle of the league, bottom of the league, giving up right around 27 or middle of the league, really giving up around 27 yards of return. They didn't give up any touchdowns last year on kick returns. That's a good thing. They did have one kick out of bounds, but and then in terms of our kick returners and our punt returners, again, that was more towards the middle or bottom of the league. So it doesn't do much for the Falcons when you can't start off with good field position. I mean, we averaged right around 25 yards on kickoff returns last season. That was, again, bottom third of the league. And then in punt returns, we were more the middle of the league, right around 10 yards of return there. But, we need those numbers to go up, because what we're going to want to do with those yards is give our offense a better starting position. Or if it's the kickoff return, the teams down there going to, the hands team or whatever, or trying to go down and tackle the other team. If the other team's on kickoff return, we're trying to limit their return to give our defense a chance to back them up even further. So it's a really important aspect of the game. I think we're going to need to see more touchbacks from Bradley Pinion. I think we're going to need to see bigger return yards and a higher volume of return yards from guys like Jamal Agnew, and that's why he was brought in, because he is a Pro Bowler at kick returns. He does have the ability to hit those home runs and take it to the crib. So it's going to be a really important part of the game. So I want everyone to pay attention to our starting field position during every game, even the preseason. Pay attention to where we start the games at. Start our drives at, and pay attention where the defense has to start their drives, and let's use that as some of our factors in judging our team this year. Everybody have a great Saturday. I'm off to South Carolina to do some play-by-play for basketball today. While you're on YouTube and while you're here, please give Falcons Daily a subscription, please, and hit your notifications and turn those on to make sure you don't miss anything new. Also, please give my friends FanArch Co. a follow up here in the top corner. FanArch Co. FANARCHCO. And you can give me a follow as well. Craig G Sports, CRAIG, the letter G and the word sports. Thank you so much for all of that. Y'all have a great rest of your Saturday. I got to hit the road. Sayonara and buenos noches.